Park Health Center as a major medical crisis. The councillors argue that medical waste has been sitting at the facility for over a year and has been affecting the air quality in the area. The health center and health department share the same compound. Councillor for the Treadways Division, Sydney Rose, says he has made several attempts to have the St. Catherine Health Department resolve the matter. However, all efforts have been unsuccessful.
Medical waste that is stored there in an open space and which should have been stored in a refrigerated space. My investigations would have unearthed that NEPA would have served notices on the St. Catherine Health Department. The Public Health Department would have served notice, and the situation remains the same. Even Councillor Enos Lawrence will tell you that the residents in his division would have been complaining about the stench. And what makes it worse, Your Worship, I've visited, and when I see rat, roach, tell you that the residents in this division would have been complaining about the stench. And what makes it worse, Your Worship, I've visited, and when I see rat, roach, you name it, dogs, various limbs and parts of bodies are stored there. And the residents and the workers and also visitors to the St. Jago Health Center are complaining. I call the parish manager, he doesn't answer. I call the chief public health inspector, she doesn't answer. Scant regard to the people of the parish.
Councillor for the Treadways Division, Sydney Rose. He was speaking during Thursday's meeting of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. The health department did not provide an immediate response to the matter. And the police have detained.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to Talk Jamaica for another Sunday morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Share up the live for me. Share up the live. It's your morning. It's your morning. There's a lot to talk about this morning. The budget presentation, new taxes. And I have a clip that I want to play for you where a manufacturer is saying that the government should have increased GCT instead of going with all the shenanigans that they have been putting on. Yeah. Somebody's saying increase GCT, spread it wide across. The next thing, I have been scrolling through social media, looking for the labor right vloggers and bloggers to explain to us what this tax on digital service means. Nobody seems to understand it, not even them. That's why I'm going to tell us that them are idiot, you know. Clowns. Because if my party in power, and I am on this medium the way that I am, and the PNP is in power or something like that, me have to get the interview. But all you vloggers and bloggers, not even 14 are coming at the races, nationwide, first, second, and third. They are the only ones who get the interviews. You can't get an interview from a minister or nobody, them now come on a show. Rubbish. We want to understand it. But let me go to this clip here and see if any of them would get the sense.
The Minister of Finance is being urged to provide clarity on the plan to introduce a tax on digital services and intangibles that are provided by international entities and are accessed locally by Jamaicans. Finance Minister Favour Williams told the Parliament on Thursday that the proposed reform is guided by the destination principle, an internationally accepted standard for consumption taxation. Under this principle, GCT applies where a service is consumed rather than where the supplier is located. However, there is uncertainty among stakeholder groups and economists on what specifically will be subjected to the tax. President of the Jamaica Technology and Digital Alliance, Almanda Cox, says with digital services covering a wide area, it would be helpful for the Minister of Finance to give details on the direction in which the government is moving so stakeholders can be better prepared.
What has been announced is still not clear to us, because what we are not sure of is what defines digital services. For example, Netflix, Zoom, cloud services. What was going to be included? Will there be exemptions for core tools? For example, we know the war on cybersecurity. We want to encourage more people to be more responsible and leverage cybersecurity tools. I personally don't know any endpoint security. You might call it antivirus. Any antivirus providers who create antivirus in Jamaica. So it means more than 90% of what we import is going to be foreign provider.
President of the Jamaica Technology and Digital Alliance, Almanda Cox. Mr. Cox, speaking yesterday on Beyond the Headlines, said while he understands the need to raise revenue, the tax should not slow the growth of the local technology and digital sector. The tax is projected to generate approximately $300 million in the first instance, beginning in the fourth quarter of the 2026-27 fiscal year. The fourth quarter covers January to March 2027. And Deputy President of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, Cecil Foster, also shares the concerns that not enough information has been shared about the tax on digital services and intangibles. He was speaking yesterday on Beyond the Headlines.
On the digital tax, we are at sea. We're not too sure what exactly is this tax going to be waged on. And we just want some answers, because our members, spread across a wide range of industries in the country, and for a tax to be waged on the industry and is not so clear, is not something that we can just allow to go by. So we need to know so we can calculate the burden or the risk or the pain that will be waged on the industry.
Deputy President of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, Cecil Foster, and Managing Director of Tradewind Citrus, Peter McConnell, has criticized the government for failing to hold consultations with the beverage sector before announcing its intention to apply a special consumption tax on all sugary drinks. Mr. McConnell, along with another major beverage manufacturer, has argued that the tax is unbalanced and will result in increased costs for consumers. He contends as well that the revenue measure will create an unnecessary administrative burden for the manufacturers and tax authorities to comply with and administer the tax. Mr. McConnell is suggesting that the government increase the general consumption tax from its current 15% in order to raise the funds it needs.
I humbly suggest it's way easier to increase the tax on an existing tax that's in place now, such as GCT. Remember, we're coming from 16.5% a few years ago, and it was reduced to 15. Let's increase GCT to 15.5 or 16%, and that way you'll fill the gap. The burden will be spread across the economy, and it's already easy to collect.
Mr. McConnell is hopeful that the government will be receptive to meeting with manufacturers prior to the implementation of the tax.
All right, Mr. McConnell. Ed boy, morning.
Morning, brother. How you do?
Boy, I don't know if I'm awake yet. Somebody asked me yesterday morning if I am awakened, but I was awake yesterday morning, fully bright. But I went to listen. What their name? Blazing Flame.
Oh,
The Blazing Flame, their name?
What's the band?
Burning Flame. Burning Flame. Worky,
Burning
worky,
Flame.
worky,
Oh,
worky. Swinging engine.
Oh no, Burning
swinging
Flame
engine.
from down, man.
I
Yeah,
command
man. I know
you
it, man.
to jump, jump,
Jump,
jump,
jump,
jump,
jump,
jump.
jump, jump.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
command you.
I was out until after 2 this morning. Long time I don't do that, you know.
Welcome to my life on a weekend.
Yeah, and I have been working all day from Wednesday, full every day.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it's a little bit tiresome this morning, but I am up and about, and
This is
I
the only weekend I didn't party because it's Valentine's weekend for some of the lovers. I don't celebrate Valentine's, so I
well,
typically would have given my wife a gift
I tell you something.
before Valentine's.
I also played at a Valentine's party called Sensational.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so I played at that up until about 11 o'clock. Then I
Yeah.
went back to the tabernacle, got myself cleaned up, and went to that
Went to
party.
Burning Flame.
Yes, yes. So
Yes, man. Very good band, and it's good to see them coming back out. Yeah.
yes, and
Burning
Jamaica.
Flame is a Bayesian. It's a Bayesian band. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, it's
Right.
Antigua.
No, Antiguan. Sorry, Antiguan. But they have
Yes.
had. You know why I'm mixing them up for Crossfire? Yeah?
Oh,
Crossfire
Antigua.
is the Bayesian band.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Now, Colin.
Yes.
After I spoke to you and Conrad yesterday, I went back because you know me typically. I tell people I don't sleep much.
Yes.
Um, when I do, it's sometimes to my own detriment because the brain thinks too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went and I looked back and I said, okay, what are the alternatives? You were right yesterday in which you were saying that really and truly the man them backs up themselves in a corner.
Of course they
However,
have.
and this was because the decline, the 14 consecutive, the declines in the 14 sections of the economy.
Right.
Yeah? That would have started before even Melissa. Yeah.
Even Beryl
No,
started before Beryl.
before Beryl, to be honest. Right. So what I'm referring to now, I looked at our passenger arrival into Jamaica, which Ed Bartlett loved to boast about, and now Delano is in the parliament. He seems to be the de facto minister of tourism too. Yeah, or the junior minister, because every minute he gets up to know talk and tourism when really he's an industry minister. Yeah, which is supposed to be looking at SMEs, not tourism
But
industry,
nothing
but
is happening
SMEs.
in the industry ministry, so I guess he want a little action.
Of course, and I'm sure Arbin is not happy with him being there, but that's another story. I won't talk people business. Yeah. Now, when you look at what is happening, we have last quarter before this storm, which was let's go to 2024, right? Our 2024 data said we had 4.3 million passengers in Jamaica, right? There's a current departure tax at $35, right? Now, if this was a thinking and caring government, and I didn't say stinking, I said thinking and caring government, yeah, they would have looked at that departure tax and said, look here, even if we put $5 more on the departure tax to bring it from 35 to 40, right? It will not affect in any way our numbers coming here. You see what I mean? It would not.
You don't think so?
So, no, it won't. It won't. Jamaica, Colin, you have been saying it for years. Jamaica has a brand, and that brand is, for example, that brand sells itself, so people are willing to pay. Yeah. Now, if you look at that, 4 million times 5. I'm not very good at math, and let's just use an easy number, so we don't have no 0.3. Let's say 4 million. 5 fours is 20. You could have raised 20 million US just in 1 year. Yeah.
So,
that's 2 point.
So if you put on $5, 4.3 times 5, 21,500,000 multiplied by 157,157.
You should come around 2,740. You should be around almost close to 3 billion.
3.35, call it almost $3.4 billion.
Okay. So you see how much you would raise? Just right there. Okay. Let's look at that. That's one area. Let's go back to our production in terms of the bauxite sharing levy. Yeah? Meaning not the sharing thing now, the levy. If the levy was reimposed. Yeah? And I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. Yeah, but I tried to research. So I looked and I said, okay, what was the levy before bauxite levy numbers in Jamaica? Right? Bauxite levy. Okay. Now, in Jamaica imposed a tax, which was initially set at 7.5% of the realized price of aluminum. Yeah. Now, let's see what was our annual export of aluminum last 2024. We have to deal with 2024 because 2025 they mellis up everything. Yeah?
And then the numbers are maybe not in fully yet for 2025.
Absolutely. 2024 Jamaica bauxite export numbers. Yeah? Export total. And I think people need to realize, that is a lazy government we have in Jamaica. Yeah?
Very lazy.
Lazy.
Very, very lazy. They continue. It seems like all of them having brain fog.
Okay, here we are. So Jamaica crude.
Remember one of them was on the platform and said they're having a brain fog?
No, they're having a fog. Well, I won't even say the word because a lot of them having brain fogs too often. Yeah. Now, this is what they say we export. Alumina export values. So they said Jamaica, the key details of so total bauxite exports was 2.8 million metric ton, representing a decline of 13%. Yeah. Despite this, Jamaica remained the leading source of bauxite for the US in 2024, supplying 80% of its imports.
But we sign a new contract with them now to give them more bauxite.
The US, of course. That's what Rubio came about. That's what Rubio came for, I keep on telling you, watch the discussions that the states, the Secretary of State or the Secretary of Energy and others come to Jamaica to have. So let's look at that. If we were to reimpose the levy, right? Yeah. If we were to reimpose the levy and remove this cost sharing idea that Robert Montague had, because somebody is benefiting from that cost sharing element, we would reimpose that levy. Do you know? I don't know the numbers totally, but just from a basic numbers point of view, the levy would have been 7% of the total sum of what we exported, Yeah? Okay. 7% of the total sum. So if you gave the tonnage weight the other day for the tonnage price, international price for aluminum, and it's on the aluminum side, not on the bauxite side. Right. Right? Yeah. So whatever the international rate is, we would the final. So if let's say 1 metric ton can produce let's say half a ton of aluminum. In its final production, then we'll do that and then we'll determine what really is the rate. So I am saying we need to look back on that. Here is another one, Colin, that I posited yesterday, and I want to go further with it. We need to now look at the developers, and let me tell you why I say so.
But hold on, I don't know if you heard Ralston on that view, because I did suggest it to Ralston. But what Ralston was saying is that the developers are struggling because all these buildings that they are putting up, people can't buy them. People cannot afford them.
And that is why I want them to struggle furthermore.
Why?
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, Colin. Because the developers are not necessarily Jamaicans. They're not. And anybody who's selling this idea that these developers are Jamaicans, they're not totally, they're fronting.
But hold on. A lot of Jamaicans are partnering with them, and I've been saying it on this program. If you dig a little, you're going to be surprised some of the people who are partners in this. Developers, a lot of politicians, a lot of our ministers of government are in this.
Colin, there's a lot of things I know about developments happening, right? I am very close to people who develop almost on both sides of the aisle, who develop for them. And I would never in any way jeopardize anything by saying what I should
But my concern, Ed Boy. Most of them, maybe 85%, if not 90%, was not in development before they got into politics.
No, absolutely. And that's no, Colin, I think I don't want us to drown ourselves with the personalities involved. What I want us to look at is the logic behind what I'm asking. And I'll tell you why I say so.
Mm.
We have an artificial valuation in Kingston. So, for example, let's be real. If you look at places like Mullines Road, Constant Spring, Dunrobin, right?
Yeah.
Parts of Shortwood, right? Though within the last 3-4 years, the valuation, it has been an artificial valuation, meaning that what you're selling a house now for in Shortwood was
Yeah.
not what it used to sell there for 5-6 years ago. Yeah? Because what is happening is that despite these humongous and high-rise apartments and condominiums, that what is happening is that those values are not recognized really, because really and truly in some of these communities, for example, the offshoot communities, Grand Spen, Shortwood Lane, yeah, Lady Huggins, right? You cannot really truly get no real value for your property there. You see the point I'm making?
Yes.
So there are issues that affect, but they have artificially, let's say if I had a piece of land up in Sansan, yeah? Let's say I had a piece of land going back round to where MP Buchanan lives. I forget them nice houses that most of the ship people live in. What they call around there again, Colin?
You talk Alligator Head?
No, not Alligator Head. It's a division. It's a division.
Oh, the Fair Hill division.
Fair Hill, right.
Yeah.
Let's say I have a nice piece of place in Fair Hill. Then, and I am told that this is the value of it. I would totally be willing to pay it. You know why? Because I know it's the true value. It's not an artificial value. Yeah? It is the same in Western St. Mary. It's the same along the coast, really. What the point I'm making? These developers, Colin, they sold some of these properties for far way more than what their total developmental cost was. I can tell you a lot of these are prefabricated structures. They were easy to build. They were not hard to build. They didn't need a lot of the initial construction cost was very low. Yeah, very low.
So they're making a lot of money. But what Ralston was saying is that they're not selling. What are your views
but
on
Colin,
what?
how do you burst that? How do you burst the bubble? You burst the bubble by forcing these developers now to move out of this high-end development and to look at what we have. We need a minimum of 100,000 houses to deal with the living gap.
But the government not interested in that, boy. The government is not interested in those.
Yeah, but Colin, you don't have to be interested in it to the government. If you push the policies, if you force the hand
of
of
if the government not interested, why would they put policy in place for it to happen?
No, you're correct, and I'm not saying that
they're doing business with poor people. You know, say hurricane mash up the people them down our west, and the man take up $500,000. That's the most anybody get, and give the people them. How that can help them?
But Colin, as we move away from this point, so the developers' point, I don't agree with Ralston, so I won't go above it, right?
What are your views on what Mr. McConnell is saying, that the government should have just increased GCT and done 0.5% or a percentage point on GCT and cover that, and everybody pay them little share and done?
I have an issue with it because GCT is unavoidable by all, right? So it means then that it would be a general cross-board, a broad brush approach where you deal with everybody.
Which would be more acceptable than targeting poor people. It's poor people buy soda, you know.
But that's the issue. And he's correct. No, McConnell, let me tell you something. McConnell might not be one of my favorite cup of tea, but I can tell you that one thing with Mr. McConnell, he's a very good businessman, a shrewd businessman, and he understands the economy very well. Now, look at this. You just work in your factory, and he's of the view that maybe it's them attacking him. You just work in your factory. Andrew only just before the election put on him, when the storm blew after and them up there, put on him.
But he never go down with Cinco too. Andrew never go down with Cinco.
Yeah, but remember we Cinco and don't forget this now. We Cinco and True Juice are related, you know.
Okay.
By marriage. So the daughter of the Mahfoud married to one of the McConnells, and they're now in business together. So if you know what I talk, people business. So it's one joint up venture. Okay?
Leave people business alone. Mind your own.
Good.
Yes.
So I'm simply saying, Colin, that what is happening, right, is an attack on the local companies in Jamaica. And I'll tell you why. Who came up with this sweet? I am not saying that we don't need to get to the stage where we impose this taxation on sweet beverages. I am of the view eventually we need to. But is it something we must do now? That is the question. And I'll tell you why I ask it in this regard. Understand that the average Jamaican cannot in any way at this time afford any additional burden on their cost of living.
But that's why
Yeah,
Ralston
that's
is
one.
saying that there should be no new taxes at this time. The government have access to enough money, cheap loan,
Yeah.
that they should use to deal with the issue and not tax the poor, the Jamaican people at this time. Or you tax the people coming out of a devastated hurricane. And you see, that's why Dwayne Vaz said to me that the government of Jamaica is not aware that there's a crisis in the western part of Jamaica. They are not behaving like there's a crisis there.
But also too, and as we go on that point, Colin, I want to call to task the PNP on that. And I'll tell you why. One thing, they don't like when I talk this way. But I will speak truth to power. The issue that I'm seeing happening in the West is occurring because we have been woodwinked into believing that partnering with the government on this issue and remaining hush-hush everything and wait until them come, until them respond. Let's firstly tell you this. Why is the Ministry of Labor and Social Security violating the rules that governs the Ministry of Labor and Social Security by bypassing the poor relief departments in the parish councils?
Well,
you heard the question I asked?
I sent him an invite to come here. And the man read my message and no respond to me. I'm going to send him it back this morning because...
Who that, Desmond?
No. Me attack Pernell Charles Jr.
No worry about him. He's a waste of time.
I'm going to talk to Obi tomorrow. I hope Obi will ask some of those pertinent questions.
Open the phone line so I can ask him 2 questions.
No, that will not happen. And I am also doubtful that Obi will be able to ask him certain questions. Because you know them be when them go up on a certain show, them tell you what them want to talk about and what them not talking about.
It cannot be. It cannot be. You're a civil servant. And by the way, I tell you something. They're too weak. Pernell Charles, you're weak to be an attorney. Well, you know what? Let me respond to what I was saying now. Why are we allowing
a chance,
right? So why are we allowing Minister Mackenzie and Pernell Charles Jr. to circumvent the poor health department, the poor relief departments of the parishes? Because understand, Colin, if you have something to deliver as a councillor, right? If there's a poor relief case in your division, right?
Yes.
Do you know you as the councillor have no power really? You have to go to the poor relief department, and then you have to go to the poor relief committee meetings. Am I correct or am I correct?
You are correct.
Right. So why on God's earth have we allowed these guys to violate the rules by now having the Ministry of Labor and Social Security becoming poor relief department? They're not. The ordinances which govern the poor relief department says any distribution in a parish must go through the poor relief.
Well, them
our
usurp
are
everything.
sitting on their laurels, and it seems like they don't understand what their functions are. Let's go further to this last one.
Yeah, quickly, because I'm going to run from it.
This is what I'm done right now. When will the PNP get some kahunas? Yes, and I'm referring to the MPs in the West. You should be having your own press conferences every week to update your constituencies and the wider country what you have received so far for your people. Because when you do this, you show the glaring inaccuracies in what the government statements are.
Exactly. Exactly.
You don't need the party leader to be there now for you to have a press conference.
No, you're an MP, so you can hold a press conference in your constituency.
In their constituencies and give a weekly update.
Yes.
This is how you're going to hold the people accountable because they're lying and tell you what they're doing.
And you can't be afraid that you're not going to get the press. Invite all the bloggers and broadcasters that will attend. Some of us will attend virtually. Yeah.
So Colin, and I'm not saying this to criticize anybody. I'm just saying it as an offer of advice. Go and have a press conference, update the people. When you get one bag of rice, you tell them it's one bag of rice. Yeah, because the JLP is through its caretakers are telling people you have received more. I can give you a case in East Portland right now. in East Portland, if you are not aware. The former MPs going around telling people that Isaac Buchanan received things for them and not give them. Do you hear what I said to you?
She's in East Portland?
She's not in East Portland, but she's calling.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
So
Little more.
We have to be real. All the best, bro.
Blessings. Hello, good morning. Hold on for me, caller. I have a message I want to read here. The digital service tax was introduced in 2020 on the UK. It applies to groups with global revenue over £5 million and UK specific revenues exceeding £25 million, with the first 25 million exempted. But Clarky, I heard that the US have to, the UK also withdraw that tax now. I heard them withdraw that tax. Don't know if it's true. Caller, good morning. Go ahead.
Morning, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. Welcome to Talk Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Respect. Quick questions.
Yes.
Number one, what is the age of a civil servant as it relates to retirement?
I think it's 65. 65.
Okay, 65. All right. Let's put that even 70. Next question. Are politicians, MPs, councillors, are they civil servants?
Yes, they would be civil servant. I need to look at the classification though, but I would classify them as civil servants. They work for the government.
Can put that even 70 for argument's sake. Those who reach that age, say for example, it was 65, but let's put that 75 years on for a serving member of parliament, council, or whatever. I'm going to talk from both sides of the aisle now. What will you be doing in the parliament? Aren't you breaking the law if the law says 65?
Which country you live in?
Jamaica? No, well, we're not there Jamaica, no. But
are you in the United States?
Yes, I am.
How old is the president of the United States?
Well, it is something, but hear what I'm for them thing different from ours.
But he's still serving in the government, and I think in the US there's still an age of about 65 for retirement.
Right, but hear the difference now. The president can only serve 2 terms.
That is true. You on the link?
You know, and this is why we probably don't believe in term limits in Jamaica.
All right. Yeah, yes, caller. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this is why we probably don't believe in term limits in Jamaica, because the president can only serve 2 terms. No matter how old it is, I don't know in the Senate how it go or in the Congress how it go, but in terms of leadership. But to be honest with you, there are qualified people within Jamaica that would do well in parliament than these bankrupt ideas that now exist.
Yeah, man, you have some old man in the politics at Jamaica, you see? I keep out young people out of the politics.
Yeah.
Them all like water and have nothing else to offer. AI Desmond Mackenzie.
Yeah, man. I
have a clip to play. Who remember Desmond Mackenzie come to Portland, when was it, 2025, and tell us that JUTC make a profit and then we talk about it? Anybody remember
that? Man. $18 billion in debt.
Jesus Christ. No, hold on, no move a muscle. Because I have that to play from yesterday and I never played it. Don't move a muscle, caller. Because this man, you know, I don't like to sound like I want disrespect old people, but there comes a time, man.
The Jamaica Urban Transit Company is projecting a record $18 billion in operating losses before the government's subsidy by the end of the fiscal year in March. The government will be covering some of these losses with a subsidy of $11.1 billion, resulting in a projected loss of $7.7 billion. These losses were generated after operating expenses of $10.7 billion. These expenses are projected to surge to $17 billion during the next fiscal year. Figures are found in the Jamaica Public Body's estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ended March 31. The cost of servicing the
Wow.
country's 2.3 trillion public debt will gobble up 26% of the country's 2026-27 expenditure budget, which is projected at
I don't
1.44.
even want to go so far. And this
Yeah.
man sit down in the parliament. I go
Yeah.
on like saying him have something to contribute. The man say, and I need to find it, because I don't want a guy come think say a joke where I make. When Desmond make him talk, come a Portland, I try trick Portland people.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because it's not more than them I try bamboozle people, And then
Yeah, man. I'm terrible, man.
and then they are talking about misinformation. Who give more misinformation than this government?
Them terrible, man. You remember what Danny Buck did say now? Lie them lie, eh?
Them lie? Oh,
Remember what
God.
late Danny Buck did say? Lie them lie. And let me tell you one thing what is happening now.
Yes.
As it relates to that. Where are the rest of the buses?
Tala!
Somebody need to ask a question in the
Morning,
parliament. You
Mr.
know?
Vaz.
Where are
Morning.
the rest of the
Michael
buses?
Phillips, good morning. Morning, Michael
No,
Phillips.
man.
I need
They
you
need
to
to answer
ask for the buses. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I want to say good
Yeah.
morning and happy Sunday to Madam Pamela Monroe Ellis, the Auditor General of Jamaica.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
we're asking you, ma'am, to audit those old buses that was
man.
brought to
Where are those
Jamaica
buses?
at a cost of $1.4 billion, madam. We want you to check on that for us. Continue, caller.
One more other thing before I go, 'cause I know that people want to call. You know what I would have done if I was a PNP NP sitting in the parliament when Juliet Owens tried to talk, shut off my mic.
Yeah.
Every one of them should have carry a bull on in there.
But you know what the PNP needs to do? Somebody in the PNP ranks needs to become an authority on the standing orders of the parliament. Somebody need to take that book, read it back to front to back, know every clause in it, that anytime Juliet open her mouth, if she miss by a word, you correct her.
Yeah, man.
You see, anytime that
definitely.
happens, then she will start make certain that she don't make no mistake. Because she been making some mistakes with the standing orders. Anyway, thank you, caller.
Take care, man. Respect.
Blessings. Conrad O'Brien.
Hi, Colin. How are you doing? Morning.
Wagwan.
My day, Papa. Morning to your viewers and your listeners. I want to just weigh in on a couple of things, Colin. I start out by saying that there are a number of PNP MPs in the parliament that knows the standing order inside out. People like the leader himself know it. You have Fitz Jackson who know it. You have Philip Paulwell. Just to name a few, I am absolutely sure that those members know the standing orders, the almost word for word and from cover to end. Whether or not they are weighing in a timely manner, we may be questioning. But in terms of being aware of it, I think they are. I also want to just basically say a few things, Colin, as it relates to what your last caller said. He asked some question about age and all of that. One of the first things that we have to understand is that politics is not strictly a politician is not strictly a civil servant, as it were, in that they are not under the same rubric of the age, the age.
No, we know they're not under it. We know they're not.
Yeah, but he may mention. Hold on, he may mention about being in parliament illegally and so on. That's nonsense.
No, I never hear him say illegally.
Yes, he said that. He said that. He said they would. Yes, he did say it. That they would be breaking the rule if they're in there at age 70 and all sorts of things.
I never hear that at all. That totally missed me if he said that.
He said it. And also, one must also remember that the United States and wherever in the world that you have term limit. A term limit is not so much for the members, the Senate, or indeed the House of Representatives. It's about the leader. And there's not even an age scenario. What it is, it's a term limit so that you can't serve more than 2 terms. So that kind of basically there to add renewal at the top of the top of the ticket. So we have to be careful. And this conversation about age and all sort of thing, we have to be careful about it as well, because as I understand it right now, or see it, there are some of our older folks in the parliament that are much more civil, much more engaging than a lot of young members of parliament or even young ministers of government who are more interested in basically structuring their stuff.
Who are the ones over 70 who are really offering something to the country, Obi? The parliamentarians over 70 who are doing exceptionally well right now. Tell me them.
Fitzjackson,
yeah, is in opposition. Yeah, continue.
All right. You have you know, I'm not even going to. I'm not. I don't. Hold on.
Anymore.
I can't name more because even hold on. Even on the government side, when you look at Bauxite, you know, hold on. Just allow me. I am so.
Bauxite.
Just hear me now, man. I'm saying to you that when you make the comparison with a lot of young people in the parliament, Bauxite is doing far more better than them. Even Desmond McKenzie, that we may hold on. No, I'm going to tell you. No. You can't say no till you're blue. You can't say no till you're blue. I have seen where a number of these Desmond and all them have been much more agile than a number of the younger parliamentarian.
Hold on. What you talking about?
Whether or not.
No, man. No, make we mix up. Make we be clear on what we're talking about. I am talking about deliverables for the country. Doing well in their ministries. Ministries are achieving. Yeah? And that me I talk about. Me not talk about
but I'm going to tell you. Desmond ministry is doing much better than a number of other ministry. Desmond
McKenzie will come up Portland and tell us a JUTC make a profit last year.
That has nothing to do with the work that he is getting done in the ministry. That's a fool argument, a nonsense argument.
Fool argument? But Jesus Christ, no, hold on.
Colin, you must listen. You must listen. I am saying that what Desmond. You going to allow me to speak, sir? I am saying to you that what Desmond said out of Portland about the JUTC is nonsense, a fool argument. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, then how Desmond doing well, walking around and telling people.
But calling for a person come out and make one statement, it doesn't mean that he is not achieving another thing.
Well, when you look, he never tell the people them down as Westmoreland by the end of December them are move.
But let's look at some things that there are quite a few things that have been achieved under Desmond ministry.
What?
Right? A lot of things. First thing to begin with, Desmond has basically do a lot in terms of the infirmaries and so on, in terms of building out new infirmaries. You look at basically a number of fire stations has been built under his watch and so on. He has achieved quite a few things when you match other persons in other ministry that are younger than him. And I'm not batting for Uncle Desmond, but the truth is that we have to be honest. I am not going down the road of basically getting into this ageist argument and so on and things like that. Let's look at things and its merit. Let's look at things and its merit. Mike Henry in his 80s was one of the most successful minister of government on the Labour Party side. Peter Phillips,
What
was
was Mike's successes?
Peter Phillips, when he hold on, Peter Phillips did not.
Not
Peter
jump
Phillips.
past it, Obi. You said the man was successful.
No.
Then tell the people what was his successes.
I am saying that Peter Phillips. What age was Peter Phillips when he was the Minister of Finance that achieved the most for Jamaica?
Can't have the discussion that way. Henry. Hold on, man. You said Mike Henry was one of the most successful ministers in the 80s. Please tell us of Mike Henry's successes.
I am not going to enumerate what it is, but I'm telling that
he was going to throw the statement there and walk.
He was. All right.
I am challenging you. Tell us his successes.
But I'm not going to detain myself on that, Colin. The other thing that I'm saying.
Hold on, I have a caller. You know, Sunday morning is the callers them time.
Yeah,
Go
man.
ahead. Go ahead, caller. Hello? Did I lose that caller? Caller, go ahead.
Morning, you hearing me?
Yes, my bad. Never let you go. Go ahead.
First of all, make I say a special good morning to Marshy this morning and continue to pray for a speedy recovery of Marshy.
Yeah.
Colin, the taxes.
Yeah.
I noticed the sugar sweet producer is coming out bitterly against the taxes and soft drinks.
Where said the producers of sweetness are coming out with bitter medicine?
And wanted to, but it is a cry for years now that these sweet sugar also contribute to decline in health, and they need a tax need to put on them. And furthermore, them have these plastic buckles, which is creating a problem, and it costs the taxpayers of this country a lot of money to clean up the place. I noticed the government over the years, Carreras, they put taxes on Carreras, and a lot of people agree with it because cigarette also destroy one health. The problem I have with taxing Carreras by the government is that if you tax Carreras and you don't put a system in place to protect them from the legal cigarette, then all you're going to do is to make the legal cigarette market share get larger, and then you may having a problem collecting that extra $1 billion which you want to collect from Carreras because of the taxes, and then
Colin.
you drive away. Hello?
Just 1 second, quick. Nephew, morning. Colin, I must agree with nephew. I must agree with nephew. Nephew, you're making a very brilliant point.
Make him finish now.
No, man, hold on. No, he's going to finish. It's an interaction, Colin. I'm saying something, please. I'm simply just acknowledging. I'm acknowledging what nephew is saying and saying that you're making a brilliant point, nephew. The truth is that if you're not protecting that if you're not doing something to shut down that illegal market, then you could basically allow them to capture much greater market share. You're correct.
And why I said it based on what happened in South Africa some years ago, where the South African government were taxing the cigarette company, not putting anything in place to protect them from the illegal cigarette. And the legal cigarette market share went up significantly. So if you're going to tax Carreras, then you must put something, because illegal cigarette is rampant in Jamaica. When you go on the parties and them thing and you look, you see more illegal cigarette box all over the place than a Carreras box. One man tell me when he sell 10 pack illegal cigarette, him struggle to sell one pack of Carrera because the illegal cigarette out there for $35. The taxes on one stick of cigarette now move from $17 to $20 per stick. How can Carreras compete in that? And the government may end up lose more instead of gain more. The last time we see a figure, it's nearly $6 billion in revenue being in loss to illegal cigarette.
So the government, so you're saying that the government is taxing carriers while not protecting them. So therefore, the government now is not sure to get that taxes that they're looking for.
I can't see them collect it because
you have a point, Neville, big point.
The smoker not watching the quality; they are watching price.
Yeah.
Price is what they watch.
Well, you need to call. Yes. You need to call one of your ministers and give them that piece of advice, Neville. It's a brilliant piece of advice, and thanks for positing it here on Portland Spice TV. Thank you.
The next thing,
quickly.
The next thing, Colin, I noticed when O'Brien's mentioned Fitzjackson as somebody who is doing well in the parliament, which I agree. And I like how Fitzjackson stand up for the people of Portmore and so forth, where the 15 parish is concerned. But I noticed when O'Brien tried to tell the GLP members, you objected against it, Colin.
Neville, let me tell you why. Saying Fitzjackson is doing well is relative. Fitzjackson is in opposition. So you don't have the same standard to measure Fitzjackson's performance by. You have ministers of government now, Babsy Grange, who has been Minister of Entertainment, Sports, and all of that for the last 10 years. Yeah? Which is a colossal failure.
Hold on, Colin. This present GLP government have put more in sports than any other government.
Ask the people if a month ago be about catching all. When was the last time Western Champs was held in the western end of the island, Neville?
Colin,
answer that.
Mr. Bell.
Answer that question.
Bell, they have a problem down there with the track.
And you take 10 blasted years to fix it and you tell me about Babsy Grange? Who are the minister?
Mr. Bell.
No, look one result, man. A result me I talk about.
Mr. Bell, I agree with you. That this government fall down where cricket is
not just
concerned.
cricket. It's athletics. Me just ask you about Western Champs that Jamaica is rated in the top 5 in the world in athletics.
Yes.
Western Champs. When was the last time it was held in the western areas?
That place have some bad management. And the track needs to be resurfaced.
Is a poor Minister of Entertainment and Sports.
I agree with you.
All right, Neville, me I go run and take a next call. Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah. Listen, you see, Colin, you have to be consistent. You talk about members of parliament. That was the question. We are aware. Hold on now. We are aware that certainly, and we were making comparison with younger member of parliament. That's where
we're talking about performance, Obi.
That's what we're talking about. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right? So that's what we're talking about. As it relates to the argument that nephew posited a while ago about the sports and spend most in government that spend most and so on. It is easy to say a government spend more because if you have more collecting more money, you'll be able to spend more in terms of the nominal figure. However, in terms of deliverable and so on, and you just cited, for example, Western Champs. I think as a Manchester man, I can also talk about Central Champs. I think Central Champs has not been kept for some time now. There used to be massive situation down there in Kirkvine and all of those sort of things. A lot of development meets and so on. Those things are lacking. However, I am saying that maybe it is so poor poor performance of the government, that certainly when you even look at Desmond and Babsy, you can talk about them as against what other ministers doing. Take for example Arbin Hill, who is a big man but relatively a younger person as it relates to say Desmond and Babsy. But what can you point out for Arbin Hill in that regard, right?
I have a caller. Let me go to the caller. Caller, good morning. Morning, caller.
Yeah, man, it's me again, man. I just want to clarify what I said. I use the word if.
If, because I didn't get that you said that they were in there illegal, but maybe it missed me.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not
Yeah,
at all.
man, you did say it. You said if they're in there over 70
if
and so on. And hold on, man.
Hold on, Obi. Make him just say what him say, make you hear what him say, and then you respond. Go ahead, Carl.
I asked the question if what is the age? And you said 65. I said even put that 70. But if at 65, if at 70 they are there and it is 65, that is illegal.
Absolutely. Then that's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
But hold on now. So you are wrong because there's no age limit in Jamaica for our politicians.
Exactly.
Remember I said to you, I would have to check.
Hold on.
Remember I said to you, Remember I said to you, I'd have to check the classification. Yes, they are civil servant, but they are on a classification that the politicians come under, and I'd have to check that classification because I know that there's no age limit for the politicians. They are elected representative, and one of the things people always say is that if you don't want them, vote them out at the polls.
But outside of that, what we need, is fresh minds for Jamaica Parliament. I'll tell you why. Over the years, it's the same thing. It's like a hamster on a wheel. Just do the same thing over and over.
Exactly,
Carla.
The same thing over and over. But you get a bite of the cherry already, so we're going to give somebody else a chance.
Man.
Blessings.
Respect.
Colin.
Yeah.
The caller misspoke.
Yeah, man. But he was wrong. What he said was wrong.
And he was definitely wrong, right? And also, one must also understand that, you see, we're missing the point with politics. Politics is one of those things that has to be non-discriminatory. Just like how you don't have a black man, a white man, a Chinese man that is barred, you cannot bar people based on their age. Because what it is, just hear what you're saying, Colin.
Some of them over certain age have nothing left to offer. They
and that is true.
30, 40 years.
And that is true. So the people need to go vote them out. And other young people need to step up to the plate and offer themselves.
Yard to go mind them grand picnic.
Right? People need to offer themselves and listen, so long as they're inside there, even if them are 103 and the people willing to vote for them and things like that and things, but then stand there. People must be sensible.
Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Colin, and everyone in the Spice Land. Colin, I don't want to change the topic this morning, but I'm listening and
it's not a topic this morning. Sunday morning is the caller's morning. You talk about anything you want to talk about. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I was listening on the debate this week regarding the casino situation debate, and there's a few things I'd like to mention. Mr. Golden asks the Prime Minister some question which still goes unanswered. And there's a few things I hope I'm not overreacting, but there's a few things I'm kind of surmised. Thinking about this casino thing, I'm wondering if there is some quid pro quo to it. When I think about first thing, the Prime Minister came out and he offer the churches millions of dollars in the aftermath of this hurricane. Yep. I remember for years they want to get the casino in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
And who was the person who stand in the way?
I don't know if nobody really standing in the way. You have
the churches used to stand in the way.
They would say they not agree. They don't agree, and I still don't think the churches are in agreement.
Yes, but you hear they are silent on it now. Don't they are silent on it now?
Tell her.
And they are silent on it now. So I'm wondering if this money was
I tell you
paid to
something, though,
silence.
caller. The churches has been very silent since this government come in power. Very, very
Right.
silent. Because with the kind of not accusation, the kind of findings that have been put out against the Prime Minister from the Integrity Commission, and you're a word out of the church then. Not one single word.
Right.
So the church not even
Right.
defend morality anymore. Or integrity.
You're right about that. Now, looking at how they...
Hold on, caller.
Say,
hold on, caller. Go ahead, Obi.
But you know, Colin, I tell you something. If the church was even really looking at things in a holistic way, you know, even that interview that was done with the chairman of the Health and Sanitization Committee in the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation,
Yes.
Sydney Road, you know that they would be calling for the resignation of Christopher Tufton?
The churches have been very silent.
Even that, because that goes at the heart of the matter, because as the good book says, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, so and I look at it, he called for this, to put this to the table. I don't see where that was necessary to bring in the casino to the table at this time, unless there was something to it. Plenty of things to it. You have something that you are championing for, the sports and recreation and developing that they could be moving forth to the parliament now to debate. Now, we see where he left, where the prime minister come to America and meet with certain high power, and he never come back to the country and say, this is what been said in it. Do you know any high power in America top who invest in casino?
Well, we don't know them. You know any?
The president himself.
His daddy.
The president himself.
Yeah, the president, yes.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Obi. Okay. You noticed he never come back and say that. And the opposition asked last week, who is the developer in the casino in Jamaica? You know what the Prime Minister says? He says this is not the time and place for naming that person or those players.
And that him did say, but I think him say it is transparent, and if the opposition want to know, they can pose the questions. And the questions will be
exactly. And it says this is not the time and place. So why are you afraid to bring that to the forefront to the country and say this is this person, that is this person? Why? Remember, there is words that there's 5 people supposed to be extradited. Is there any quid pro quo there?
Yes,
I call asking some serious question this morning.
Remember, the type of play we are talking about, that's his nature.
Yes.
And his terms of wheels and deals.
And one of the top man in the government to a theme style that.
Thank you.
The man
so
where
you see where
we think can run the government. There's
what
a man
is coming along the way?
We think I am a running place, you know.
Right. And what is coming all along the way, Colin? Remember, they do everything to suppress crime, to keep civil society, because there is all said, if you have crime, you can bring in industries like this.
Yes. Hey, Carla, you're sharp like a razor this morning, you know. And you wake up good.
So in order to bring this on board with crime high, civil society was going to go sky high alert.
Yes, you have a point.
So all of these
and
things you got to watch
that also
along the
leads
line.
us to the question if they are bamboozling us with the murder numbers.
That's why I said suppress.
Yes. Because one of the questions that we must ask, how many bodies are lying there that have not been classified, whether they are murders or not? And
Here you go.
Hold on, go ahead, Obi.
Are you aware, Caller, that over the last couple of weeks, we have had several days of 5 and 7 murders, 5 murders a day and 7 murders a day? We have had quite a few of those days in Jamaica within recent times. As a matter of fact, I
That's
think
to
just
tell you that
last
that
week in
Hold on,
Manchester
caller.
alone, I think last week in Manchester alone, within a 24-hour period, we have about 5 murders. And there was also 2 over there in St. Mary in that day. So I think
Yeah,
we
I
would have
remember
had about
those.
7 to 8 murder in one particular day. But a caller coming. I want to make a final point before I go, Colin. After the caller finish, I'll
Yeah,
just
man.
deal
Go
with
ahead, caller. Finish up.
Yes, so I demand for the opposition to still press for the answers to come out to the public, not for people to go and read and find it, because people does not go and read and search for things. He's supposed to say to who is the player, who is this developer.
All
It's
right.
very important.
All right, caller. Thank
Okay,
you.
Colin,
Yeah, man.
thank you.
Marsha, morning. Marshy,
Yeah, man. How you doing, man?
you all right?
To God be the glory. To
Great
God be
thing,
the
great
glory. I'm
things he
hanging
have
on in
done.
there.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, man. And as the song man sing, I shall not die. I shall live to proclaim the glory of God.
Blessings.
Yeah, man. No, my pet subject now. If you put me in a position that I can steal something and I steal it and you not saying anything, what they would charge you for?
Go again. If you do what?
If you put me in a position where I can thief something and I thief it, and when me thief it, you not saying anything, you're trying to shield me, what would they charge you for?
Accomplice or the upholder or no, that's not the charge. There is a
complicit.
complicit, but there's a charge. What the charge name? What name again, Marshy?
Accessory to the fact.
Yeah.
And you're hiding me.
Yes.
It's accessory after the fact.
Yes.
No. Who put Darrell Vaz in the position that him can go buy the bus them?
The people of West Portland.
Who give him the job? He serve as whose pleasure?
No, that's not
in
the
Prime
ministry.
Minister.
Amen.
He served at the pleasure of the Prime Minister. After the people of West Portland put him in as MP, then the Prime Minister employ him as minister.
That is correct. No.
So the Prime Minister, so the people give him the job as the legislator, but the Prime Minister give him the job as minister.
And we don't hear the Prime Minister asking any question about the rest of the buses.
But suppose the Prime Minister know what in there.
Well,
you think him do not know the Prime Minister don't know?
So then, we go right back to accomplice, an accessory to the fact, an accessory after the fact. Because with your maths, over $600 million more should be given back to the Jamaican people because it's only 60 of the buses come. The rest not coming. And we want to know, and you have a man who listens to every program. His name is Marlon Pirate Morgan. You see a man dressed like the pirate? I wonder if him come from Henry Morgan tribe.
You know, it's a clown show the man them put on, Obi.
Yeah, man. Steve, I mean, trust me. It look like them set to Marlon and say, listen, we don't have much.
Hold on the marsh, me hear what Obi say.
It looked like they said that to Marlon and say, listen, here what happened, we come in with some things and it really go and beat we hard. So go out there as the chief in clown so you can create some distraction, let the people them talk about you. Here we are talking about Marlon after him turn up like. But I'm also wondering, how could Marlon's wife allow him to leave the house like that?
Tell her.
No, man. You know, you have women in your life. You have women in your life for a number of things, you know. And one of them is supposed to be appearance.
What are you?
Hold on. Somebody in the chat room said the charge is aiding and abetting. That's the one I was looking for. Aiding and abetting. Yes, man.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Yes, man. Yes. But we don't want to put Marlon wife in the politics. Let us try not to, because she's not a public servant. So
Not at
we're
all.
going to leave her out. Yeah, we're going to leave her out totally. But then, if she's at home and see Marlon leaving that way, she's an accomplice.
She's aiding and abetting the council.
Aiding and abetting to make a fool of himself.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The question I would ask, I'm going to just ask this question and catch it. I wonder if when she seen dressed like that, she run go to 100-man police station. I mean, I said nothing more. May I leave that there, sir.
People in the chat room say the same thing, Marshy. I know you alone have said that.
Mighty God. Oh God, although me still have little sense. No.
Yes.
A question I would like to ask. And you and Hobie did it. Because maybe me foolish. All right, we all agree that Melissa is the highest ever to reach Jamaica, sure. Yeah. But think of Gilbert and think of Melissa. Which one of them you think do more damage to Jamaica?
Well, I think Gilbert affect more of the island than Melissa.
Amen.
But I think the areas that Melissa lick, Melissa do more damage in them area. That's my thinking.
So when you add up everything together, then with the 5 parish and Brata where it touch, and to when Gilbert lick the whole island, would you say Gilbert do more?
I don't know how to quantify that. Obi?
And also one of the things that we must also look at too, we could get a template where we would have to look at the cost that of the damage that Gilbert did at the time in terms of a dollar figure, and then we look at the inflationary aspect of it now as against them, so we would be able to see if that kind of output. But you're making a good point there, Marsha, because Gilbert was widespread indeed, while Melissa basically was more specific. Mm-hmm.
All right, Marsha, give thanks.
And from a mental perspective, you know that Gilbert was more traumatized?
Traumatic.
To the people, to more people, but I think the people them down in the West, Melissa really have them traumatized. But
yeah, man, Melissa really licked them. But Edward Saga is not my favorite person, and I think whole heap of people know. But I think Edward Saga handled the situation far better than Andrew Wellness and his team.
Leave it right there, Samashi. Leave it right there.
Amen.
Yeah, Obi, you say you wanted to.
Yeah, man. I want to just bring something to the attention of Jamaican people. Colin, 2 things. I don't know if everybody who are here on the platform listened to Sidney Rose yesterday about the medical waste, when he talk about, body parts and so on and so forth was there, and you have rodents, you have dog, you have everything, basically have access to that and so on. And he said that he weighed in, and the hotline program at that particular date was hosted by not the regular host for the Friday, but that host was sitting in Dr. Taylor. And he said that Dr. Tufton replied to his message and said that they would attend to it in short order and so on. And when Sidney spoke yesterday, it was 4 weeks on, and the situation was no better than it was. As a matter of fact, the situation was worse at that point. And we're saying that here it is, that Tufton is still there as the Minister of Health. That is something, Colin, that is very, very dangerous, because it's not just impacting the people within that basic geographical space in St. Catherine, but people are moving in and out of that area. You have mosquitoes and all sorts of things, and we're seeing where a lot of our people are coming down with all sorts of ailments. So I just want to put that out there, just to reiterate that point, to share the kind of management that is being taken place within the Ministry of Health under Dr. Christopher Tufton. I leave that one there, Colin. But there's also something on the international scene. the junior minister of commerce and industry and commerce, that's Delana Seavright. He was at a forum at the University of the West Indies recently, I think over the weekend, talking about AI, international AI, and we get from the international community in the America yesterday that a number of people, high-profile people, employed in AI, they are now leaving their jobs because what they're saying is that the public are not being told as to the danger of AI, and they're saying that, listen, they believe that the people are going too far with this AI scenario. I'm putting that out there to say to us in Jamaica, let's learn from those. These are people who are in senior.
Obi.
Yes, Colin?
It's something that I fear. AI. I fear it when I see what people can do with this artificial intelligence. I fear this whole AI rise. Fear it.
Colin, it took a major part. CNN reported it extensively yesterday. Senior executives are resigning from their jobs because they are saying that, listen, AI professionals, they are saying that, listen, this is dangerous to humanity, and they are fearful because the ability of this technology is so far reaching, and it can go on a frolic of its own as well. Even the whole business of data protection, Colin, that in itself is at danger, at risk, and all. It's a discussion that we need to get going. I am going to try and get to someone and my programs on a person within the university community to see how we can forward some of this discussion in the coming week here. Because
somebody in the chat room is saying even Elon is concerned, has concern.
Absolutely, Colin. And we are not parochial, Colin. So we look at everything. We look at everything in the global space and so on. And it really struck a raw nerve, as to what we are doing here. And it come home to me even more forcefully this morning when I listened to Radio Jamaica News. I'm going to send the clip of Radio Jamaica News with Delano, where he's basically encouraging people along the AI route and so on and so forth. So I'm saying that, listen, we must basically check the boxes and ensure that we know exactly where we're going with this, Colin. Because if the United States can have professionals resigning and sounding the alarm on this, then it means that something is awry. I leave it there, Colin.
Bless you, my brother.
All the best. God bless you. Take care. One love.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Yes, good morning. Are you hearing me clearly?
Loud and clear.
All the best.
Okay.
God bless you. Take care.
I was listening to the show yesterday.
Yes.
And I really wanted to make a comment because in relation to the taxes.
The taxes,
I
yes.
was
Go
thinking,
ahead.
right, the increase, the based on the budget.
Yes.
Right. And I was just thinking that it is difficult for us as a people to really navigate our way through this space that we call Jamaica. But there are certain things that we can look at and try to make some sort of amends to our lives in order to function more effectively.
Talk to me.
And people have been talking about the government and so forth. Yes, we know that historically several things have proven that they are not a caring government. Successive JLP administrations. We have the Coral Gardens incident, the Eventide home, and even Hurricane Gilbert, because distribution was not even, and a lot of things happened during Gilbert. Even my parents didn't even get $1, and we lost a portion of our roof. So I'm saying that, yeah, we are going to be feeling the brunt of the burden, but can't we revert to some of the things that we used to do, homemade stuff? Because a lot of people are going to fast food chains every single day to make purchases. They can save some of those money, try to cook more often at home, make juices. Melon is in abundance now. Just wash the melon, blend it up, strain it, you get some juice.
Every
So
fruit,
the
every
sugar,
fruit can make juice. Every fruit.
right? So we just have to make around, use around, make fashion.
And the truth is, we'll be more healthier if we use our
Exactly.
fruits to make natural juice. Because, I mean, diabetes in Jamaica is a major killer of our Jamaican people. And, I mean, make no mistake about it, this Olipa sweet drinks, it starts there.
Yes, so it places a massive burden on the health sector. And people used to bake more at home too.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
we can do those things, you know. I mean, try to find better ways of eating because our health is critical. If we have no health,
And it's what we eat, you know. We are what we eat.
Exactly.
We are what we eat. Yeah.
So yeah, we know that the government is not going to really do anything to benefit not anything, but not much to really benefit the poor because we know it's a capitalist organization. So we have to do things to ensure that we are better off and we can live longer, we can sustain our families longer, you know, and put less pressure on the health sector. So let's get back to our creative ways of living.
Yes.
And try and help each other too, you know, help out each other more.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, so
Sobering
you're
call.
welcome.
All right.
Okay.
876-804-7072. That's the number to call. This is Talk Jamaica on a Sunday morning. On a Sunday morning, we give people a chance to speak their mind. It's your show on a Sunday morning. Well, go ahead, producer.
Good morning, everyone.
Hold on there. Hold on for me, caller. Go ahead.
All right, two things this morning that kind of drive it a little for me. I hear Never talk about the illegal cigarette. And one cigarette is better quality. I don't think no cigarette at all.
No cigarette is good, but
Exactly.
there are different quality to the cigarette.
Right,
Yes,
I know.
there is quality and there is just quantity. But yes, Nevi is right. You have different quality to the cigarette.
Yeah. Another thing, I don't remember who was talking about the churches not standing up.
Well, we were all saying that the churches have not been saying anything since this government has been in power. Very little.
Has been so quiet. And I just can't understand. But let me tell you what I noticed. When you go to a church now, you see if the preacher is preaching about the coming of Christ, the things that you're supposed to do to make yourself right with Christ, people sit back. But you see, when they start to preach about your neighbor throw something over your yard, that is the mentality of people nowadays. The negative things, I don't say it is not, it doesn't exist, you know.
So the church now speak on how to live right. The church now speak on morality.
They do, but you see when they do that, the
you don't get the
congregation
forward.
sit down, you don't get no forward.
So preacher now preach for forward.
So when you, it is real.
So hold on, preacher now preach for save soul. Them a preach for forward. Tell her DJ them. Yeah. That sound like the preacher them a DJ.
Because you want, when you start to talk, you know, the church start to catch a fire, you know.
Everybody start reel up.
Exactly.
My God, my God.
So the church really need to start to speak up.
Yes. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Good morning to all on the chat. Good morning, Colin. Colin, you have a vibrant morning, man, and these callers, they're hitting some high points this morning.
And that's why I think the Sunday morning program is so critical. Talk Jamaica, where we give all and sundry a chance to speak about whatever they want to speak about. We don't set the agenda on a Sunday morning. We just listen.
Which is good, Colin, because I, as a person on the chat and listening to, it inspires me to, and it's encouraged me, and it's such an enlightened feeling to know my fellow people they're on par, they're listening, they're awake, they're renewed.
Hold on the caller. Madam Producer, Megawatt Volt says, Shaka, preacher preach for money pull up. That's content. No. Preacher preach for money pull up. No.
It's true though, you know, Colin. It's like I'm telling you, it reorganized, it rejuvenated, it does just a renewal of our people, and they are awake. A reawakening of our people to the facts, to the things that matters, to the context of what matters to their lives, to questions being asked and listened to in Parliament, in the streets, because we all are from different walks of life, and we are standing up to say no more. However, Colin, I have a question. I was listening to Conrad. I have a couple things, so I'm gonna quick. About when you talk about.
Hold on, no lose your thought. Nats, I true say they have card machine, pointer seal machine in our church, them now? In Nats? Nats, I true say they have pointer seal machine in our church, no?
Zelle and cash out.
So church have Zelle, cash everywhere to collect the money.
I've never seen
the pointer seal machine.
But they do have.
Somebody has said, Colin, you think a joke? A card machine in our church them nowadays. Mama. Go ahead, Carla.
So you realize now why the Prime Minister can bribe them and with promises of $75 million. It wasn't not that some churches are not deserving of rebuilding because they don't have, but they have a monetary system and a machinery going on in the church.
My God.
So it's not about them getting themselves right with the Almighty God and for the hereafter, or for the paradise, or for going to heaven anymore.
And the coming of the coming of the King. He's not getting ready for that.
No.
Anyway,
the brides are not being prepared, and the grooms are not prepared for the bridegroom who is gonna come. None of that is anymore.
Go back to your point.
You understand now what he was saying when he beat them out of the church, out of the synagogue. You remember now? It is for an example.
Yes, they were gambling in the church. Yes.
So you see, we're gambling gone to know, but we're going to touch them because you see, everything is coming full circle. But I'm gonna quickly touch on what Conrad O'Brien was missing the point. It's not about the actual age. It's about contribution. It's about the impact on these guys that are sitting in there, the good old boys club that's sitting in Parliament, that's suppressing progress for our people that needs it. Him doing him soup kitchen for the poor. So that's what him thinks, that's all the people them that is addicted in Kingston and all that him singing in church, him singing having devotion, yet still he's blatantly lying when he said if it's one can do the hard way or the easy way and come out of Petersfield.
Yes.
The shelters that wasn't prepared. The disaster preparedness, colossal failure, what could have minimized the impact of Melissa and on our people. Listen, this is what I'm saying. I understand sometimes age is touchy because me have touchy too, because old people can be so feisty and vibrant and contributory, as you have talk about Jackson, and there's a few others on both sides of the aisle. But for him to just to shut down that avenue and make it into like it's about age, it's not about age, actually. It's about performance, job performance. And the assessment of this man, Desmond Mackenzie, is, as I agree with you, Colin. So let's move on from that one. Gambling. The data and the statistical data states of the colossal impact of negative on families. And Colin, if family is not reinforced and strengthened in any community, nations, people, the whole is decimated to nothing. When you have the head of the family cannot provide for his household.
You know what drive it home to me, Carla? When Damian Crawford said that the reporting, if somebody having a gambling problem, they have to self-report. There's no third-party reporting. When I listen to that aspect of it, I'm saying, but these people are crazy. Oh, you can ask an addict to report himself. And I keep saying that I don't know if close is the word, but I know of a situation where a gentleman started gambling, have a whole heap of money, and he almost lost his family, almost lost his house. It's a good thing he had a good wife who stand up and try stop the whole thing. Lost his career because of gambling.
Oh God, man.
And then now you are going to put in a bill that a demand they did for report himself. Him family can't report him. Him friends can't report him. What kind of rubbish is that?
Colin, you realize how the negative, it take over Jamaica. For example, as you bring that up, it come back to the word. It is written. If a man cannot provide for his household, what does he become, Colin?
An invalid.
In a hand of faith, Colin.
Become an invalid.
Hey? So what does the trickle-down effect is? As you just stated. So we leave that. That is, and the church, as the gentleman calling, and you're saying sharp this morning, you raise a sharp. That is colossal boom impact on bashing all this casino. Look on the island, Jamaica. After Melissa, they talk about gambling.
Listen, I am going to be honest with you, Carla. I am not against casino gambling coming to Jamaica. I'm not against it. But the necessary safeguards must be put in place. Yeah? So I am not going to sit here and behave like I am against casino gambling. I am not. I mean, if you're building a tourist destination, it's a part of the entertainment. And it's something that will bring wealthy people to your country. And you will have a lot of visitors coming. But there must be safeguards to protect Jamaicans
for
from
the
themselves.
local people,
Yes.
Colin. I'm not with gambling, Colin. I've come a long way. I'm not with gambling at any fault. But as you said, I can't speak for everybody. I can speak for me and my household.
Let me tell you this.
But when it comes to, as you said, economy, the local, they have to safeguard the citizens, local citizens, as other countries, as it was noted where he is even specifically give them example, for example, Bahamas and other countries that said, and I think Grand Cayman or wherever the others, that put in safeguards that the local cannot come into the high stake gambling, because enough gambling on the ground already, cash pot. He even mentioned those. So when I see the pushback from the leader or so-called leader, you realize how much blatant clear, and it's so blatant clear, the incompetence.
They can come with a proper bill. But give
taxes,
thanks.
as we discussed on Colin, taxes. I mean, the digital, because your platform, I'm just going to ask a few questions because I posted it in the chat, but I just want to ask a few questions here.
Yeah.
When you get your on, like you're on YouTube and your platform, when you get it, the satellite provider or the internet provider, do you pay a fee?
We have to pay for internet, and there's taxes on that.
Okay, so they collect taxes on it.
And I tell you something, you have to have good internet, because once you start streaming, because what we do, we upload the content. And that is what a lot of providers can't provide, the amount of upload space that you need. And sometimes the upload weak, because where I'm at now, when I got here, they say, yeah, man, internet available. And the first morning I went on, the evening I had to find the internet provider and say, put in our internet in this summit. It can't manage. But we don't know what is it that they are going to tax. We don't know.
Because you already tax, right?
Yes.
And they tax these and you pay these internet because say YouTube is a brand on its own. So when time you get YouTube, you pay for YouTube and you pay a subscription fee for YouTube.
No, we
plus
don't,
you pay for the internet provider.
No, we don't pay for YouTube. We don't pay.
The consumer does.
Well,
the consumer does pay for things like Netflix.
And those who
other
have
platform.
What them call there's a YouTube that you pay for. Like some people subscribe to some channel and they pay a subscription fee as well. So I don't know.
There is a YouTube premium feed, Colin. I'm just telling you as a person. Yes.
I know you pay for the premium.
You pay for the extra, where you can, as you said, get more
and you
don't
get
more.
Get no ad in your thing when you watch it and all of that.
Exactly, exactly. But within your package with the internet companies that provide these platforms, that stream these platforms to you, you pay that already. So these things are being taxed. So what I don't understand when they come about that is what has not been taxed then.
But you see, the government
now
listen, you know. The government now listen because you see right where the government look. Money did it for the government make, but I don't saw it there, I don't saw it for make. But they don't listen. When I tell them how much billions they can make out of the culture and the creative industry, it's right in there, so it there, you know, but them not understand it. I'm now going to come on the platform, come blate it out and tell them how to do it. Them need to link me.
They need to call you, give you the respect and call and come and ask
so
and sit down and get it if they need it.
If they're writing at them face and then can't see it right there, the billions of dollars sitting down, but you want to make the crumbs. But we'll talk again, Carla. Thank you.
Do you? Yes, Colin.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. This is the Start Jamaica. Good morning. Welcome.
Good day, Colin.
Yes, morning.
Yeah. One sad story about Jamaica, I say.
Yeah.
Is the amount of taxpayers' money politicians have stolen over the years.
But Carla, are you aware that we lose $120 billion every year to corruption? Corruption. The government is taxing us to get $18 billion. Look at Cornwall Regional, $24 billion gone down the drain. Yeah? The government get up with the and give away $12.4 billion. Anybody remember me saying on this program that the government was not in a position to give away that money? It was a squander. We call it the biggest squander. Go ahead, caller. We lost the caller. The government get up because they wanted to buy the election. $12.4 billion. They squandered, but they might give people $20,000. I said it on this program. We are not in that position. And Fieval Williams went into the parliament, talk about PNP want party with the rent money. They party with the rent money. This government party with the rent money. Give away $20,000. Say, yes, we have money. And give away $20,000. Add up to $12.4 billion. And now we're scraping to find $18 billion. It's a foolish government. Foolish. Squander the money. Squander the little gains. They made a little gain and thought. And then it's not that they even made any gains. Because the money, they had to forward sell the money from Norman Manley to do it. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Talk Jamaica.
Good morning, Colin. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay.
what I want to talk about, like in the diaspora, they had an election going on now, and the qualification to apply for the diaspora. Why can't we have something like that for the politicians that are our lawmakers in Jamaica?
What are the qualifications required in that?
Oh, so you can't be bankrupt, right? You cannot be arrested. Those are two of the main things that can disqualify you from being selected.
Is when is the election again?
I think the election started.
But
I think it's the 20th of February it's closing off.
And Rattigan is still on it?
No, Rattigan isn't on it.
Why?
Because I think there's an alleged that he had filed for bankrupt. Yeah.
So Jeffrey Tavares is on it. I think Jeffrey was on it as well.
No, Jeffrey is not on it. Jeffrey is not on it. Yeah, with for Rattigan, I think that is gone off to the court now. So I just leave that bit. It's just what I'm saying is that, I mean, we have so many of our politicians that are under investigation for illicit enrichment, right? And I didn't think that we should have gone into the last election not knowing
who these people are.
Who these people are, because these people are our lawmakers. As you can see, they keep on stripping down the Integrity Commission. They keep on breaking it. They keep on changing around the laws, the rules, everything that has to do with it, just to get away with it. And they will get away with it in a couple of years.
But you see, Ralston has been saying it, and when I interviewed Julian Robinson, he said most of Jamaicans don't care about corruption. Because if most of the people cared about corruption, this Labour Party maybe would even win back a seat in the last election instead of winning the election.
I do understand. I do understand with all that. And there's nothing can be done from where we're sitting now.
These people are not going to put laws in place to exempt themselves, to convict themselves, I should say. They're not going to put those kind of laws in place.
They won't put it in. They're stripping down. They're stripping down everything that.
I am saying to them, I am saying to the Andrew Holness-led administration, just fire the Auditor General and close down the Integrity Commission. Lock them down. Stop wasting our money. It's not a joke.
Yeah, but Anna.
What sense it make you have an Auditor General? And when the Auditor General go up a UA and do our finding, the minister put in a next committee if you go investigate. What's that about? Instead of taking action, instead of stepping away, the minister should resign and the entire board of the University Hospital of the West Indies. You put a committee if you go investigate the findings of the Auditor General. Rubbish.
Yeah, because all faith has been lost. Because remember that, I mean, the Ministry of Health has been found, and they've just sent it to Parliament to say, okay, we're just going to leave this up to you, right? Remember, no, that time you had 10 of the car dealers, right, have been found now by TAJ. 10 car dealers, right, for tax evasion.
What happened to the reference to the TAJ on the Prime Minister's tax issue? Or we know you're nothing about that yet?
Exactly.
Anyway,
exactly. That is what I am saying.
I'm going to give a few more people a chance this morning. Blessings and thanks for the
call.
No
problem.
876-804-7072. This is Talk Jamaica. We're live on Portland Spice TV. Good morning, caller. Go ahead.
Colin?
Yes, good morning.
Happy Sunday.
Same to you, my dearest.
let me say, I'm going to ask about 2 questions and say something.
Yeah.
But before that, yesterday, JLP government, I wish that after all of this, and it's over, and they are out, not being a leader, having any leadership in Jamaica, that party be redundant. That party must be redundant. It should never, ever, ever come back to say they're going to run to govern Jamaica. You see them? Anytime they do the wickedness, the corruption, and the thieving, and the mafia kind of style,
Yeah.
and you go against them, they want to have some kind of distraction to say you're this and you are, you know
Yeah,
the
man, they
runnings.
come
You
at you.
know
They
that
come
they
at
come with.
they come at you personally.
You
But
come at
hold
you.
on, Megawatt Volt is saying Shaka, the board member of Jack then said Tufton is the best health minister Jamaica has ever had. Which party him
He
said
said
that?
it yesterday on Ratigan show.
And
And referring Colin
yeah.
to saying he's the best minister that could have handled COVID-19. I was shocked.
So
and I
COVID-19 was
lost.
handled well in Jamaica. I challenge anybody on that.
So I'm saying.
And anybody can go back and look for my postings. Yeah, Facebook. I think at the time in the COVID, whenever we did it on we did it on YouTube. I don't remember if this YouTube channel was up at that time. Huh? The YouTube channel was not up at that time. But when we used to make the post them on Facebook, on the Colin Bell at Facebook. So all I'ma post them there online. COVID was poorly handled. God help us that the whole nation never dead off. Rubbish.
To add to that, what you say, Colin, remember.
Go ahead, Carla, continue.
To add to what you just said, remember, a lot of people die in the hospital for lack of oxygen. And people have to be sharing.
There were no proper protocol. There was no proper protocol at our airports coming into Jamaica.
All right. And yet, they got oxygen masks. Where were they? Where are they up until today? Nobody knows. All right, let me move on. Now, yesterday, that same gentleman, he could not answer the questions Rattigan was asking him and Kevin. Him go around and him come around and him dance and him this and I can't answer this and all of that. You know, when you ask questions and people are forthright in answering, you have nothing to hide, so you're answering forthright. He could not do that, and persons who were on the program, we saw that and we know that because we ain't no fool no over here, sir. No fool no over here, sir, with our bloggers. You understand?
Yeah.
Anyway, no. I can give a little light on what happened with Rattigan and running.
Yes.
And running for the that position. What happened? They struck Rattigan off while people were beginning to vote.
Hold on a little bit, Carla. Clement Ebanks is a board member of Jack then. He was the one who said that the Minister of Health is the best ever. Last night, reasoning with Rattigan, Mr. Bell, the gentleman from Jack then, said that. I heard him. Given his situation, he was obliged to be nice. Continue, Carla. Go ahead.
Every time you say something about that man, it come back to me what he was doing. He has contract with the Minister of Health through Tufton.
No, Jack
right?
then.
And bringing in yes,
Jack then have
bringing
a
in dialysis machines.
Jack then have a whole government contract, you know. Jack then have contract to clean hospitals. They have contracts at the airport. I think they clean the bathrooms at the airport. So Jack then is in business with the government. So a board member of Jack then come out. I guess he must sing for in dinner. Continue, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, him did do some little thing underneath the quiet and getting things come off the wharf and getting concession and all of that. People who were there know all that he was saying and all of that. Anyway, yeah, so what happened? They struck Rattigan off because they're operating illegal. Yeah, they're not the diaspora. They're not the true diaspora. We know long enough. All when they had that conference that is gone before registering for new people now. That it's just people who care about anti-oldness. They don't business about the people in the diaspora who need help. There are people that need help. Rattigan identify that.
Yes.
And he's trying his best to do what he can, right? And we are behind him. Now, all that they're doing is illegal, and they know it. Then, because he speaks up and he's trying to run in that position, he struck him off. And it's a team of people, he showed their names yesterday on media, who have done that. And coming out to say he's bankrupt, he's a criminal. And what again? He filed for bankruptcy and all the dirty stuff. That people beginning to call the gentleman to ask if this is true, they did not know. How can somebody come together and do such destructive thing against someone's character?
Well.
No.
As it relates to that diaspora group, I think the government have certain control over it, you know. I think the government have certain influence on it, and therefore they would want Rattigan to be on it.
No, because they know who Rattigan is, and he knows the stuff, and he identified what they are doing wrong. Colin, I not hear you.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm listening to you.
Oh, because I'm giving you a chance. I'm watching the other thing, and I see you moving. Sorry.
No, if you watch and listen to me, you're going to be off because there's a massive delay in terms of the video that you see on your TV and what you're hearing on the phone.
To that one.
Yeah, man. So
all right, let me turn away from that one.
Yes,
so therefore, they want to tarnish Rattigan's character. All right?
Yeah.
So Rattigan filed a tumultuous lawsuit.
Yeah, me know Rattigan take that. Me know Rattigan go take that sitting down.
Me don't know how them are gonna get through this one. Trust me, because if Andrew Holness and the JLP go pay them the lawsuit there, it's illegal. Them wrong, and it's going to be one thing. You understand me?
Yes.
And I am happy. We are happy that he does that. Teach them a lesson. Because they are not for the people in the diaspora. It's the same Andrew Holness with SSL.
Yeah.
Leave the people them. Colin, is my word. Don't say anything. It's my word. I'm going to take it back. Give the people them money. A lot of people in the diaspora had enough money with them, do all kind of demeaning jobs. They would say in Jamaica, some of them would not do it. But we know here, when you want what you want, you go to get it, work for it. No matter what. No job though in America is demeaning. And therefore, those people lost millions of dollars to the same government, these people. And that committee is saying they are representing Andrew Holness government. And forgetting the people. Some of them, they are deported in Jamaica. A lot of people. But they can't come forward to say they have money in SSL.
We have to run to a call.
Andrew not protecting them.
Andrew not
others
protecting
in the
nobody.
diaspora not protecting these people, Colin.
We have to run. Thanks for the call. 876-804-7072. The Sunday morning program is called Talk Jamaica. We're not going beyond the time this morning. So we want to give anybody else who want to chime in a chance. I go and touch base with Ratty in a little while. The fact is, the diaspora must be an independent overseas body, non-inclusive of the Jamaican government. The government should not be influencing that diaspora body. It should be from the people over there who live in the diaspora. And you have a Canadian chapter and a US chapter and a British chapter. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, morning, Colin.
Morning and welcome.
Just one question more for ask.
Yeah.
is it taxation the only means for the government to generate revenue?
No.
Because earlier all the callers were coming up with creative ideas for taxation, but I don't hear anyone coming up with any creative thing where ramping up production is concerned.
Well, if you've been listening to
And
this
I
channel,
didn't
that is
hear,
what
I
we
didn't
talk
hear,
about. Production.
yeah,
Investing
man,
more
but
in
nothing.
agriculture, getting the other bauxite plant in St. Elizabeth, what I want to name, Alpart, that has been closed for how many years, getting that plant up and running so that we can start generate more revenue, investing in the culture and the creative industry, because the only alternative now is to grow the Jamaican economy, bro. We have to start producing more.
Yeah, but even the opposition, I don't hear them pressing the government in terms of what money is set for allocated for where production is concerned. Or
Well,
even any ideas where AI technology is concerned.
Well, the
Everything
government
is
is
about
lacking in
taxing.
vision, brother. The government is lacking in vision, and therefore, for the last 10 years, Jamaica growth is about 0.8% on average. So the country has not been growing.
All right, that's the one question I'm going to ask because I don't know. I just pure taxing.
Yeah, man. We now have to tax. We can grow. Blessings.
All right.
Yeah, man. We can earn more from our assets. Yeah? That's what we need to do, is earn more. Good morning. Welcome to Talk Jamaica. You're the final caller.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Colin.
Blessings and welcome.
Okay, I would like to talk a little about this tax. I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
Is not the government know that they short in revenue for the budget when they are spending 20 how much million for Starlink where they don't need?
This government just squander money, sister. They don't care. Them squander money. You remember the government gave away $12.4 billion by giving Jamaicans $20,000. That no make no sense. And I said it here that we were not in that position to give away that $20,000. It was a careless move. No, we're going to pay for it.
And then they give away a lot of money to buy the election.
Oh yes.
And they know they might try to put on tax on things where they know poorer class of people use, at least some people, some. And are they looking to get the money or not? Because a lot of people can turn away from all of those things where them are raised, you know.
Yes, but hold on the call. I beg everybody to like up the video before we close. Please touch the thumbs up. It don't cost anything. Touch the thumbs up for me. Please and thanks. Caller, the people are going to buy it same way, because guess what?
So
when you put on, when you put on a $10 on certain sweet drinks or a $20, the people who buy them sweet drinks, they still cannot afford natural juices. We're coming at the box. If they
so
don't
make them
themselves.
natural juices. Make your juice.
Well,
make your juice. Because we have a lot of things out here can make juice, you know. We have carrot juice can make. We have apple, a dash about. We have mangoes. We can make with juice.
Yes.
We have cucumber. We have ginger. So we have option here, you know. We have option is just because Jamaica people, you know what with some of us, we are too lazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? And we don't want
we like ready done.
We don't. Yes, and we like ready done, because if me did have children I go to school right now, they wouldn't have to buy none of those drinks neither, because me no feed on those drinks, me no drink those drinks. So I would have the time to blend up my juice and bottle it for my child going to school, and I'm not going to give him it to her.
What kind of fruit drinks you have a yard for Sunday evening? What kind of fruit juice you have a yard for Sunday evening dinner, you know?
Right now, I have apple. Our natural red apple.
Make already?
At my house, don't make us yet.
Okay.
I can just go at the tree and pick it off of the tree.
Oh, so you don't make it yet? But what kind of juice you have in your fridge? Yet. What kind of juice in your fridge right now where you can just go drink?
I also make Normally I don't make too much, you know. Because when you don't have preservative, you can't make a lot to serve your food for such time.
Yeah.
Right? But you can store the things them that you have, like pine, apple, you can freeze them.
But Carla,
so when you need it.
And everybody have that at them fingertip. And the government know that people go and buy the sweet drinks same time. Miss Palmer
so
says she have,
making money.
Miss Palmer, you never see me I call you. Miss Palmer says she have passion pineapple guava juice made yesterday. Tell her.
Yeah, we store it, we freeze them. That's what I do. I freeze the pine, I freeze apple,
yes.
I freeze guava, I freeze cherry, I freeze them when my cherry tree beer. I freeze it and I have a lot. See, and wait till early in next term come back around, you know.
All right, turmeric me use.
Yeah. Well, we have turmeric too.
Yeah. Somebody say I'm making cherry juice right now. Somebody else is saying
we
live in apartments.
Natural things.
Somebody saying that they live in an apartment, so they don't have no fruit to make no juice.
Go in at the market and buy it where you can buy. Go in at the market and buy it.
But Ralston said it yesterday, the government never need to put on no tax right now. There are other avenues where the government could have pursued more than putting on tax coming out of this hurricane. It is a wicked government.
They don't know if you run no country. They can't do nothing. Them not know if you run country, you know. Would you know say none of them not have the knowledge? None of them. 30 how much of them lacking, over there don't have the knowledge of run a country. I don't think they have the knowledge. And the people then just sit down. We are going to just sit down, watch them turning this country upside down as how they want to do it.
Well,
because they don't have the knowledge. They need to leave the country and give knowledge every people. I just believe they need to leave the country and give knowledge every people will understand how this country can create growth. And because none of what them attack, they not create no growth, you know. None of where you hear them attack, they not do. None of where you hear Governor General keep on a chat with them give him, write on paper, give him. And some of them are where they talk much over 10 years gone already, where them are going to do. And none of them not do nothing. A hospital where me hear Governor General attack, 10 years for one hospital, and him just come, him a one of the fool too, where they look like them a lead him like a puppet and a string, Governor General, and come and talk to people as if he were we are done in this country.
All right, Carla, thank you very much.
We must stand up and we foot.
Yes, thanks very much.
We must stand up and we foot.
Yes. All right, thank you very much,
and Carla. And show them say, are we run the country?
Bless you.
Okay.
One love.
Okay.
Everybody, thank you for this morning. Thanks, everybody in the chat room. Thanks to OB who came in for a little while. Thanks, Ed Boy. Thanks to all the callers, all the people who've been writing in the chat room, at the chat room lively. Love your loads. Remember to like up the video, and if you have not yet subscribed to Portland Spice TV, please subscribe, like, and share. Click the notification bell to ensure that whenever we are on, you're on. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock for the Calling Bell Show. Peace, my people. One love.